A live picture in Los Angeles, a pursuit taking place there, as you can see, going at high rates of speed on the shoulder of the road, a silver vehicle, and it looks like the left side mirror has broken off, is just hanging there, dangling off the side as this live pursuit taking place in Los Angeles, weaving through traffic, and hopefully we'll get our Fox 11 air. They usually like to dive into this as well. You can see there on the I-10, as kind of depends on east or west, but certainly they're near Western Avenue and Jefferson Park, going about 60 miles an hour, just still on the shoulder. Have not seen any police in pursuit as of yet. But let's continue to watch this here on Live Now from Fox as we try to pull in our Fox 11 team. All right, so our Fox 11 team is on the case and is covering this. Let's dive right into their coverage here on Live Now from Fox.
Especially this time of day, and you can see down below this reckless driver, the vehicle is described as a four-door Mercedes sedan. You see it down below. You see, oh my goodness, weaving in and out ever so dangerously through relatively heavy traffic eastbound 10, passing the Vermont Avenue, Hoover Street exit there. Now, it looks like that clearly that the side rear view mirror, it's hanging off. We don't know if this is a result of accidents that have occurred along the way since LAPD picked this up. They did, by the way, not too long ago on the 110 freeway in South LA. So now here we are, eastbound 10. When they picked this up, there may have been a passenger accompanying the driver inside. We're getting reports that a passenger was let off at some point. We are working to confirm that. Nonetheless, you can see the tinted windows, the damage to the vehicle. Again, unclear if that happened already during this pursuit. At one point, LAPD had to actually back off because this driver was driving just so recklessly. And then drop back into tracking mode. Nonetheless, we have our Skyfox overhead, and we want to, as we always do, jump on the air when we have these situations, because this is a public service, a public safety announcement. If you know anybody who happens to be in this area of Los Angeles on the 10 especially, tell them to be on the lookout, because this is extremely dangerous. Speeds, by the way, not too significant, but that's just because there is heavy traffic. So we're seeing about 50 miles per hour, but driving dangerously on the shoulder, not letting up at all. At one point, I should say, the driver appeared to just have stopped on the side of the road, but there was no black and whites behind him, and that's her, because that was because they were in that tracking mode. Again, that's when law enforcement decides to pull off because it's just too dangerous. So now we are transitioning over. Let's see what happens here. University Park, scooting on by on the shoulder, doing whatever they can to get away, to stay out of the reach of authorities. This is the Washington Boulevard and Bonsalo Avenue, and here we are on the 110 South. We have Kevin Takumi joining me now with some of our coverage here. Kevin, you spent a lot of time in Skyfox. You covered these pursuits. What do you make of this and the fact that this went into tracking mode, yet ever so, and for good reason, because it's so dangerous?
Yeah, it originally come out as it looks like we're going to get off on Adams here, and going eastbound on Adams. It originally came out as a reckless. They came north on the 110. Like you said, there was a female passenger that was let out of the vehicle earlier. That passenger was taken into custody by officers that were following the pursuit. It came all the way into Santa Monica, west on the 10 freeway, came to about Lincoln, down to 4th Street. It got off, got on again, and LAPD decided at that point to go into tracking mode. And so now it's come back eastbound on the 10. Now we're going northbound on Adams. We're coming up to Washington, very busy area. We're kind of headed up toward the Crypto Arena, into the middle of downtown LA. But like you said, there's some damage on the driver's side. The mirror has been knocked off. The left side of the car is severely damaged. We didn't hear if there were any collisions before this, or if this is what the collision is what started this pursuit here. But it's still northbound, just past Washington, just under the 10 freeway there, and there it goes, just popped out right now. Still going northbound.
Yeah, and you mentioned the damage, which I pointed out a couple of times. We don't know if that happened. Any word from your sources if that happened during today's pursuit?
It's unknown whether that happened today and that started this pursuit, or if it happened during the pursuit. So we'll keep watching here to see what they do. But they did pull back. They did go into tracking mode, following the airship, following a vehicle. It looks like it might have stopped underneath the freeway here. It looks like I can see the shadow of the airship circling there. So they may be looking for it underneath the freeway at this point.
We tend to see that when we cover these pursuits, don't we?
That's been the new thing, yeah. Well, they'll come in, they'll stop underneath the overpass.
Because they know that they're being tracked by a helicopter above.
Yeah, and they have been coming to where they contact somebody to meet them under that overpass and do a switch in the vehicle, and then they're gone and the vehicle's left behind. So they were so far back in tracking mode because it was so dangerous on the 10 freeway that you can see there that they didn't have any units that were right behind it. Speeds were very high going on the 10 freeway. And so at this point, it looks like the vehicle may still be stuck under the freeway, but at this point on the on Adams, underneath the 10 freeway here, this is actually going to be Figueroa underneath the 10 freeway. There's a lot of places to hide. It's all overpass, so there's plenty of places to bail out, switch into multiple different vehicles if that's what that driver intended to do.
That's one of the problems of going into, or the sacrifice that you make, right, Kevin? When you go into tracking mode, is they can just stop, get away, and we've seen that happen. We did that recently, in fact, with another pursuit, and I don't think those pursuit suspects were ever caught. So, as we are now panning up, we are going to leave our coverage right there, and we will work the assignment desk to figure out what the solution, what the resolution is to this latest pursuit, LAPD. This is wrapping up just below near downtown. Kevin Takumi, I thank you so much.
All right, our Fox 11 team there wrapping it up. You can see the helicopter still high above there, this reckless driver pursuit taking place. We do have the helicopter shot still here on Live Now from Fox. Let's stick with it a little bit as they are potentially diving away into other breaking news as well. But this is a live picture courtesy of our Fox 11 team in Los Angeles. You can see the police helicopter went under the 10 right there, potentially stopped, potentially tried to get out. Not a ton of information around there, but you can see the police helicopter as well, just down there a little bit closer as they zoom in on this. But certainly a reckless driver pursuit taking place in Los Angeles in Southern California. As we like to follow these very, very closely here on Live Now from Fox. They weren't going very fast, just about 50 or 60 miles an hour, but this Mercedes, this silver vehicle, was on the side of the road, on the shoulders of the road, and it was quite banged up. The mirror on the driver's side was just dangling there helplessly off of it, and I don't know if that potentially led to it. That's what Marla Tellez was talking about, or if that was involved in this chase entirely. As you can see, they're kind of potentially trying to search for this individual, for this car. Still no real good picture of this vehicle. The vehicle could very well be abandoned underneath some of these highways. They're a major highway with lots and lots of lanes. So they're just continuing to look for this. We're going to also slide away for a quick 2-minute break here on Live Now from Fox.